Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman. It has been a while since we did a proper Suburban Rifleman video. I've made a bunch of videos, but I haven't been shooting a rifle in like 9 months probably, or at least I haven't put up a video of me shooting a rifle in 9 months. And this is one that I know some people have been waiting for. The video that I posted about this rifle back in, I think about August maybe, I was up in Maine. Got pretty good feedback. There seems to be a lot of interest. Of course, this is my Uncle George's Remington Model 788. It is chambered in 6mm Remington. Not a very well-known cartridge, but I don't want to talk a lot about it right now. I am running out of light. I actually brought the trigger cam out here. I had plans to make a kind of extensive video, but it took me a while. It took me 5 rounds to even get this thing on paper. I had to come all the way into 25 yards, which is like shooting down. It was very uncomfortable. But I think that's due largely to the fact that I put this rail on top of this rifle. This is an Evolution Gunworks Picatinny rail, and it has 20 minutes of angle built into it. So I don't know what rifle I had this Loophole Vari X2 on last, but it was clearly a lot more parallel with the bore than the setup is here. I was shooting really high. I had to bring the point of impact way down and a little bit over to the left, but I think I should be on paper now. Again, I'm running out of light here. I just want to make something quick and dirty. We have Remington factory 80 grain pointed soft points. These should be cooking along at a pretty good clip. I would imagine these are probably going about 3,700 feet per second. I talked a little bit about this in the earlier video, and I'm not going to get too deep into it. I'll put a link to that earlier video in the end of this one. But 6mm Remington doesn't get a lot of press, not anymore, but it really lives in that sort of rarefied club of cartridges like the 22-250 and the 220 Swift and the 204 Ruger that can actually push bullets faster than 4,000 feet per second. I think the lightest bullet available for the 6mm Remington, I don't remember, it's either 50 grains or 55 grains, but it is really cooking along. It's over 4,000 feet per second. And again, these are probably 3,700 feet per second. I was actually surprised sighting it in how much recoil this rifle has. It's not a lot, but it's a lot more than I expected from an 80 grain bullet. So I have a target set up at 100 yards now. I think we'll shoot maybe, well, we'll see. We'll start off with 5 rounds. We'll try shooting a 5-round group and see what kind of accuracy this thing gives me. I haven't shot this rifle other than these few sighting shots just now. I haven't shot this rifle since I was 12 years old. It did belong to my Uncle George, and it was lent to my dad for me to use as my first deer rifle. So I haven't been with this rifle in 40-something years. So I'm really glad to have it now. I'm proud to have it. I'm glad my aunt gave it to me. But let's go ahead and shoot it and see what kind of accuracy we get at 100 yards. At 25 yards, everything went into one hole. Big surprise. These rifles are really known for their accuracy, and 6mm Remington is a fairly accurate cartridge. This one's got some corrosion on the nose of the bullet, so that might screw me up. Let me see if I can... it's not worth it. It'll come off. It'll come off when it goes supersonic, right? All right, here we go. Trying to be consistent here. This does have the Remington factory trigger. There's a Timney unit that's still available for this rifle, but this trigger is actually pretty good. trigger is actually pretty good. It's about 6 pounds, so a little on the heavy side by modern standards, but a perfectly acceptable hunting trigger. If I'm not getting the type of accuracy I'm hoping for out of this rifle, I may try buying that Timney unit and putting it in. I've heard that these sort of solid rails that bridge the gap over the ejection port can cause ejection problems, but this one doesn't seem to be causing that. Evolution Gunworks has really scalloped this out pretty much, and it seems to be ejecting just fine. This will be number 3. Next time I bring this rifle out, I'll try to have more time, and I'll set up the trigger cam. I feel like I'm seeing quite a bit of muzzle flash. Be interesting to watch the video. Although with the sun set in the background, you probably might not be picking it up. I think I'm getting a pretty decent group, about 1 inch or so, maybe 2 or 3 inches high. Let's feed one from the magazine. That'd be a novel idea. Is that locked in? Yeah. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to go down and check that out. Maybe we'll take a few more shots, or maybe if it's a good group, we'll just take a look at the target. So not a bad little 5-shot group to start. It's maybe 1.5 inches high. It's a little bit of vertical stringing. They say 9-shot groups are best, so let's shoot 4 more rounds, and then I think we'll call it a day because we're running out of light. Let's shoot 4 more rounds. While we can still see the target. Oh, I was going to say, I didn't feel it pick up anything out of the magazine. It's because there is nothing in the magazine. I've been single loading. That feels more like a live round. All right. I don't think we need a aftermarket Timney trigger on this. This trigger is really pretty good for an early 1970s American hunting rifle trigger. It is not bad at all. The barrel must be heating up. I'm getting a little bit of mirage. Then what do we got? One more round. And I think that'll be it for today. Here we go. I might have pulled that one a little bit. Let's check out the target. Started it opening up a little bit. Oh yeah, the barrel's pretty warm. It's not hot enough that it should really be warping very much. Yeah, it's pretty warm though. So anyway, not a terrible 9-shot group. Not really sure what happened here or here. Those were two of the last shots I took. The original 5 shots, I think, were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I got these other 4 shots in the second 4 that I took. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe the barrel's heating up and deflecting a little bit. I don't know. But I think this rifle has real potential. Now I have to decide, do I want to put it in a little bit nicer stock? Do I maybe want to put a little bit better trigger on it? We'll see. But for a 50-year-old economy hunting rifle, I think that's not too bad. So this was just quick and dirty. We're barely into daylight savings time. So I will have more and more time as we progress further into spring. Or once we actually get to spring. It's hard to believe it's still winter. Beautiful day. It's been a beautiful week. So there'll be more to come. We'll definitely shoot this rifle a little bit more. And I may decide to make some modifications to it. Boyd's still makes stocks for these, so I may put it in a little bit more ergonomic piece of wood. I may put a Timney trigger on it, but it's just great to have this rifle again, and I'm looking forward to shooting it some more. I think it has real potential, but as I said, this was my first hunting rifle. The first 2 years I was deer hunting. My Uncle George lent this to my dad, and another formative moment that came from this rifle was, I guess I was about 8 years old in the summertime at my grandmother's house, wearing nothing but a wet pair of swim trunks, when I first saw what the insides of a groundhog looked like. And it was pretty spectacular and horrifying all at the same time. But that came from this rifle. That had to be, yeah, I'm going to guess that was like 1978, 1979, something like that. I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. I don't know. But so I'm just thrilled to have this rifle. It'll definitely be appearing on the channel again. And when it does, I hope to see each of you here then. Later, guys.